Hi, this is Joy. I'm going to show you how to make a wallet, how to laminate a wallet. You'll find the simple version online, and what I did is I modified it. I made the opening wider, and then I improved on that by making sure that this pattern continues, that there's no gap as you see here. Okay. So I use a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Then you first fold it in half, and then you fold to the center crease like that, but leaving a little gap so that when you fold it close like this, these two edges don't clash. This is actually a version you will find online, so I can't take credit for this, but what I did is I did the laminating myself. So this is the basic shape, and now we're gonna cut a hole here. And so the way we do that is you bring this edge to the bottom edge, okay, and the hole is gonna go there. So what I do is I grab this part, open up everything else, fold it in half, and now I make a cut like this. So this is my shape. And now if I put it back in, I have a wallet with two pockets. Okay, so now I just need to finish the edges. So you fold it in about half an inch, and then I close it. To make two sides even, I push against that edge, and then I crease it really well. And that's it. This is the wallet. Okay, so we're gonna open it up. Okay, so now we are going to cut out the part that I label. We're not gonna need the edges while leaving two flaps. So the way I remember this is in the middle two strips, one has the opening and the other one has the flaps. Okay, so we'll cut these out. Okay, and now if you fold it back again, you can open the pocket and tuck it in, and then just tape up the corner. Tape this up, and then same thing on the other side. Tuck it in. And tape it up, and now you're done. You have a wallet with two pockets. Okay, the cards in. Okay. Okay, so now I have a map. I'm going to use this map to make a wallet. So I have a piece of cardstock paper that I also folded into quarters. And so basically the second strip is where the cover is. So you kind of look to see which part of the map you want to be the cover. So maybe you do it sideways, maybe you do it straight like this. So let's say I work around here. I work around here, Chambers Street, and I want this part to be the cover of my wallet. So I make sure I place this over exactly how I wanted it, and I just take a pencil and trace around it. So again, this is just another 8.5 by 11 paper, but it's cardstock, so it's a little thicker. Okay, so then I just cut it out. Okay, so I just cut out my paper. So now this is the same 8.5 by 11, and I start out over again. This is going to be the cover, and so I flip it over and I do the exact same thing again. Fold it in half, fold it to that crease, leaving a tiny bit of gap. You can see I leave a little gap so they don't clash. So I close it, and this was my cover, and therefore I fold it this way. Now this is the inside, and my pocket's going to be here. I will cut an opening here. So one more time, we take the top edge, fold it to the bottom edge, but let the flap come out like that. Okay, crease it over, and then I lift this up, grab this piece, and open up everything and fold it in half. And this is where I make the cut for the opening, so a little bit down and at an angle going out. Okay, so now this is the piece where I'm going to save. If you remember, I show one of my improvements here is to open it up wider, and then in addition what I did is I make sure the map continues, that there's no break in the pattern. And to make this happen, I have to keep this piece. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. So we put this on the side for now. So fold it back. And now the edges. So about 1/2 inch. Close it so I can match the two sides and just push against. And then really crease it well. Okay. So now I open it up. And if you remember, one more time, the two middle strips, one has the hole, one has the flaps. So I'm going to leave these flaps, and I'm cutting out everything else. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. Now laminating. This is the brand I buy from Staples, and I cut into 8 inches wide. Remember, our paper is 8.5 by 11, so 8 inches is a little bit wider than that, just a little bit. When you peel this off, you want to try not to wrinkle the plastic. So what I do is I put one finger down and just pull very smoothly, pull all the way. Okay. So now fold the flaps in, because you don't want to stick these flaps to the plastic, so make sure they are out of the way. Okay, the flaps are out of the way, and I roll this up. So here you need to be very careful. You don't want to put it down with any wrinkles. So what I do is I do one flap, one section at a time, and I pull, I stretch it left and right so that it's open. Also, this plastic eventually is going to come up and cover the bottom strip, so you want to leave enough space to do that. And so just lay it down centered on this. Whoops. Okay. Stuck. Okay, that's fine. So I make sure this piece is flat on it first before I, whoops, okay, lucky that didn't stick, before I roll the next section, and then the next section. So you do one at a time, make sure that there's no air bubble in between, and then the last one, and I work from the center out, so center and then just push out. Okay, so this looks pretty good. My flaps are closed. Okay, make sure they don't stick. Notice I have a little edge here and a little edge there. Now the top part I don't need anymore, so I just close it. I stick it to itself, so I have some non-sticky surface to hold. Okay, so at this point I want to work on the middle here. So you're gonna fold this in half vertically so you can work on the middle. So I'm matching the two halves, and basically I'm making a cut to each corner. So a cut to that corner, a cut to this corner at an angle, and then a cut straight down the middle to the other corner. Okay, lay that flat. All right, so stick up this little triangle and just fold it up, stick it to the map. What we're doing is we're making a nice finishing edge here, so everything is protected. And then, okay, this is where this piece comes in. I need to first figure out which way it goes. It looks like it goes this way. Okay, I can see how the lines continues. So once you figure out the direction, flip it over, and you could just eyeball this. Okay, it fits right there. So I stick this piece up and tape it on that so it kind of holds it in place, but not really, it's popping out. So then I take the bottom and I place it over so that it matches starting from the edge down. Okay, I think I just missed it a little bit, but alright, it's okay. So this is the only part that shows, and so you want to make sure it covers this part. If you get wrinkles on the side, it's okay. Okay, so I kind of missed a little bit, you know, accidents happen, but it's okay. I think it's gonna come out all right. Now I'm gonna finish cutting this into 4 pieces now, and then I'm gonna finish up taping these 4 edges. So you just kind of push it against the edges. Okay, and that's it. So at this point you want to trim all the excess plastic, but you're gonna cut 2 flaps here and there again. All right, so and at this point it's actually easier if you cut on the paper, so it's okay to trim it a little bit. And then I'm gonna cut the shape of a flap just like before, just like the paper. I think I missed it. Okay, and then here. So you can see I'm trimming the paper a little bit. Makes cutting easier. You can see this flap. I don't know if you can see. This is a little smaller and this one is bigger, so I don't need it this big. I'm just going to trim it a little bit. Okay, and we're pretty much done. So we're going to fold it back up again, but this time you need to crease it one more time with the plastic. Okay, and then you want to pick up these flaps slowly, and again without sticking it to the plastic on the bottom, not yet. And then close this up and then crease it real well. Okay, and then again you tuck this in, and then this seals on the outside, and you can hardly see it. Same thing on this side. seals on the outside. You can see my map continues. I kind of missed a little bit up here, but it's okay, it looks all right. And then just fold it in half and crease it real well. And that's it, that's your wallet. I just want to show you one more. Sometimes the pattern you want is not, like your paper is too short to have the full page. So it's still okay, I just want to show you on the inside. This is the edge of my paper. So what I did is I just, made it longer using the plastic. So you really don't need the full size. If the piece that you want to be the cover has only have a little bit on the other end, it's okay. You could still make a wallet with it. Okay, and that's it.